Story 1. My dad ran off with my mom's friend when I was 12. My mom and dad never legally divorced. My mom passed away a few years ago, and my dad passed away late last year. Am I the a-hole for contesting the will, even though he left everything he owned to his girlfriend? They share 2 young kids I don't have a relationship with. Where I live, since my parents weren't divorced, I am the sole legal heir to my parents' estate. I already got a good chunk from my mom, and I'm also a medical professional, so it's not like I'm hurting for money. My wife also works at a good job. But the way I see it, it's not my fault my dad never made things official with his girlfriend. And she can figure out her own finances. Edit. Adding this for more context, my dad's estate is mostly made up of the proceeds from the sale of his business. A business he created with my mother. My mother was always upset that the business was taken from her and wanted me to have it. Edit 2. I guess I should have been clearer, sorry. I already won legally. The funds are getting transferred to me. There is just one issue because his girlfriend transferred some money to herself. That needs to be transferred back. So just waiting for that legal issue to be over. Edit 3. The kids are like early mid-teens maybe. My mom's name was on all the paperwork, but she died before my dad. I don't know why they didn't just divorce cleanly. The business got sold last year, once my dad's condition got worse. I'm thinking of taking half the inheritance since it's mine, and splitting the remaining half into thirds and keeping a third of that for myself. Maybe create a trust fund for the 2 kids with the remaining amount. I don't know. I'll need to think about it. I'm torn here. I feel you're not the a-hole because it was also your mother's business. Also, so you definitely deserve something. But then I also feel that you are doing this just to get at your father's girlfriend. Yeah, she shouldn't have gotten involved with a married man. But the one who betrayed your mom and left you is your dad. So he's the biggest a-hole here. Your half-siblings who are teenagers just lost their father too. And taking out their financial support would affect them directly. And they have zero responsibility over what happened. I think the trust fund idea sounds like a good plan, and I would also advise you to think about them in your plans. Now for some comments. Everyone sucks here except the kids. Your dad screwed you and your mom over, but if you really did take the entire inheritance, you screwed your step-siblings over just as badly. Had you taken only the half you felt your mom had stolen from her by your dad, and apart from your dad's, I could possibly understand, but not everything. You're the a-hole. You have clearly stated that you aren't hurting for money. You only want to punish the woman responsible for tearing apart your parents' marriage. But here's the other thing. You are not entitled to shit. That was your father's money to do whatever he wanted to do with it. And what he wanted was to leave something to his other kids. Your mother, not you, your mom, should have gone after him for her share of the proceeds from the sale of that business at the time it occurred. Not the a-hole. It's legally your money and always was, OP. Give them whatever you feel is fair if you're feeling guilty, but you're by no means obligated to. Your dad tried to cheat his way around giving your mother her due from the business. This makes you and your mother whole. For all those saying you're stealing from 2 children who did nothing wrong, if someone steals my money and gives it all to a homeless guy, I'm not then stealing from him if I want my money returned. Yes, you can feel sorry for the poor guy who thought he was getting a windfall, but it wasn't the giver's money to give. You can give them something if you feel like it, but without contesting the inheritance, you won't get to decide how much. Story 2. Years ago, my sisters, my parents, and I all decided to buy a beach house that our parents could live in. We've all been sharing the cost evenly for years because it is very expensive and big. Each sister has her own group of rooms for their family. Well, recently the costs have been adding up. My husband and I pay our part every month on time, while my sisters have been slacking. While at the house for our family meetup, we go every 2 months. We started talking about if we could keep the house with the costs adding up. None of us wanted to sell the house. It had too many memories. Well, my oldest sister came up with the idea that my husband and I should start paying for most of it. We both have very well-paying jobs. My sisters often ridicule me for making as much as I do. My husband and I are both very grateful for our jobs and how much financial freedom we have, but the house would be too much. We already own an expensive home and we have our own vacation home. So adding 3/4 of a home onto that would make our monthly budget explode. That's almost $1 million more a year. My family also has a few vacations and travels for work. And we have a 5th and 1st birthday coming up. So we wanted to splurge on our kids. When I explained to my sisters that we just wouldn't be able to do that, they called me selfish. They claimed that my husband and I were hoarding our money for ourselves and that we should help out the family. I said that we would be able to pay for a few more expenses, but that what they were suggesting was way too much. Money has always been a touchy subject in my family ever since my husband and I started making as much as we do. My sisters are always asking for favors and staying in my husband and I's vacation home that we pay for by ourselves. And it's only on my side. My in-laws never ask for as many favors as my side does, and I've never minded. You do it for your family, you know. But they've also judged me and my husband's lifestyle. I once talked about how my family was downsizing our vacation, and my sisters accused me of bragging because it was still kind of extravagant. Anyways, am I the a-hole for refusing to pay for the house? Not the a-hole, OP. You said that each sister has a group of rooms for their family. It's obviously a massive house, and maybe your family needs to think about downsizing if it's getting too expensive for them. They are late on their payments because they know that as you have a lot of money, you can always cover it. Your money is for you and your family. It's for your children's education, their futures. Not so your sisters can have nice vacations. Now for some comments. Not the a-hole. It would be nice to help out your parents, but paying for a luxury beach house is not needed. If they can't afford a basic home, it would be nice to help out. Or if they have a larger than usual medical expense, it would be kind to help out. But do not allow your siblings to manipulate you into thinking that you are obligated to use your money for a family luxury beach house. They need to find a way to improve their financial situation if they want one. I would sell the luxury beach house and never again get into such an arrangement again. Not the a-hole. This is a luxury expense, and you aren't your family's cash cow, first of all. What you choose to do for your children with the money you've earned is nobody's business. Second of all, my aunt is far and away more wealthy than anyone in my family, and she oftentimes opts to treat her siblings and their kids to certain luxuries. A trip to Hawaii, for instance. But I would never dream of asking or expecting that she do those things. Nor would I open my mouth to comment on how she spends her money, where she vacations, etc. You are being perfectly reasonable, OP. Not the a-hole, OP. I think if I was in your situation, I would probably get rid of the beach house. I get that you love it and you've made a lot of good memories there, but it already seems like you're starting to resent your sisters for not making payments on time, and that your sisters already resent you for making a lot more money than they do. It would probably be better to let go of the house now, while your feelings about it are mostly good, instead of keeping it and in 5 or 10 years, you all effing hate each other. Honestly, it seems like all of you are doing well enough financially that you could find a place for your parents to live that wasn't as big or wasn't on a beach but was still super nice. Story 3. My brother is married to a woman and has a daughter with her. They both are earning well. I have a daughter and her father is not in the picture. My parents support me. My brother's woman gets free childcare from her parents 2 days a week, since she apparently works full-time and wants to save a bit of childcare fees, $165 per day. I told her I can do it for less, but she declined. She wouldn't even let her daughter with my parents. When they apologized to her because I was asking for money, who would work for free? Hello? And offered to do it for free since apparently she's a lovely person. She had everyone twisted around her little finger with her acting. Apparently because they are already taking care of my daughter full-time and she doesn't want to stress them anymore. She allows us to visit them at their home, which is a freaking 5-bedroom and a study home with a theater room as well. We live in a 3-bedroom house. She dropped off used clothes from her daughter, and unless it's my daughter's birthday or Christmas, she has never ever bought a new dress for her. And irrespective of how many dresses she gets from her parents and sisters and brothers, It's always used and then shared with us. I was okay with it. I liked certain dresses her daughter was wearing and might have asked her once or twice about it when I could come pick them up. I don't find anything wrong with it since we are family. Recently, I came to know that they have a fund for sending their daughter to private school. I realized how important education is and asked my parents to have a talk with them about sharing it. My parents are very shy and I had to nudge them a bit. They asked and my brother blew up on them, influenced by his women. My parents were heartbroken and I thought maybe I can appeal to her parents. Her parents spoke nicely to me even though they said they can't interfere in their daughter's life. That's how arrogant she is. My brother's woman came to know about this and called me and was very rude and downright nasty. I was trembling after the phone call and my anxiety hit sky high. I asked my parents if they can give me some privacy and stop my brother and his family from visiting them. They said okay because that's what families do, support the vulnerable. My brother's woman took this as an insult and forbade my parents to visit their house. My parents are sad since my father really respects her and loves his firstborn. I also came to know she posted in this forum yesterday saying nasty things about me and people agreeing with her because she painted herself as a victim. Am I the a-hole if I showed that to my parents and brother to show her true colors? Edit. It's very clear you all are sheeps. You can never judge anyone by their single post. Just because I don't write nicely doesn't mean I am mean. My parents are supporting me. That's what parents are for, to support their kids when they're down. Who has never gotten help from their parents throws stones at me. Now for some comments. You're the a-hole. You're demanding tons of free shit and payment for shit that you're getting for free from your family. Your parents support you and your daughter. Stop demanding they spend their hard-earned money on your daughter. They have their own child to provide for. She was totally valid in everything she said about you. You're a freeloading a-hole. You're the a-hole, and honestly you sound super entitled. I can't work out anything that she has done from what you have said. She should not have to share her things with you. You honestly just sound jealous and bitter about what your brother and sister-in-law have, and neither you nor your child are entitled to that. I have no idea what you're trying to expose, but you are already causing unnecessary rifts in your family and ruining their relationship. What are you hoping to achieve by exposing her? You're lucky that your parents are being supportive with you here because you are in the wrong. You're the a-hole. Your brother's woman? She's his wife. It's clear that you don't respect her at all. And all you want from her is money and new clothes. Private school is ridiculously expensive. And if they've been able to save up for it, how is that any of your business? Why on earth should she save this money with you? It's their money, they earned it. They can do whatever they want with it. It's clear that you hate your sister-in-law, and I feel sorry for her. You're incredibly entitled and expect everyone to bend over backwards for you. Also, why should she pay you to look after her children when she has 2 sets of grandparents willing to do it for free?